Welcome to sheWIND,
the show where I pick the movie.
and I tell you what happens.
Kinda.
Today, we're going back to another Peter Jackson film.
Oh, good.
Can you tell me a film Peter Jackson made?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh my goodness, you actually knew. Awesome! But this time, it's a horror movie.
Is it spooky?
Sure.
Grandma's got a shotgun. Oh, even the dog is a ghost. Flying babies! Are they at medieval times? Is that supposed to be death? I'm so confused.
Frighteners. I cannot tell you how many times I saw this movie as a kid. I absolutely loved it. What'd you think?
It wasn't really a kid's movie, but, it was a movie.
Well, I think I had a different childhood than you did.
Absolutely accurate.
Like, I saw Aliens 3 in the theater.
I saw Thumbelina.
So, what happens?
In the beginning, the walls came alive and tried to eat the young girl.
Okay, a little girl was being eaten by walls.
Well, like a teenage girl.
Oh, a teenager was being eaten by a wall. That's much more normal.
Yep.
Okay, so what happened?
An old lady with a shotgun saved her.
From the walls.
Yes.
Oh, okay, what was the girl's name?
Tabatha.
Tabatha?
And the old lady was named Grandma.
Grandma. Well, thank goodness for Grandma.
Yes.
Okay, then what happened?
A man showed up in a yellow Volkswagen to a funeral.
Okay, what was his name?
Henry.
Henry.
Yes.
Okay.
He was one of those shrinks.
A shrink.
Yeah, a shrink who gets all the bad spirits out of your house.
A shrink for ghosts.
Yes, a ghost shrink.
Okay.
And he showed up at the funeral, but then somebody took a picture of him, so he left. He was afraid of getting pictures taken of him.
Okay.
And then he ran over some guy's garden gnomes and crashed into his fence.
Oh no, is he okay?
Yeah, everything was fine. It was like, a minor car accident. On a scale of 1 to 10 of car accidents, it was a 4.
Okay. How about the homeowner? Was he upset?
Really mad, but he was wearing a really snazzy tracksuit.
Okay.
And then his wife shows up at the grandma's house.
His wife.
Yeah, the wife of the guy with the snazzy tracksuit.
Oh, I thought you mean Henry's wife.
No, I don't think Henry's married.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
So the wife of the guy with the snazzy tracksuit shows up at grandma's house.
Okay, what was her name?
Marilyn.
Marilyn. Okay, Marilyn shows up at Tabatha's house.
And tries to help Tabatha, who has a really bad cut on her hand. But Grandma gets real defensive, and she doesn't like people helping Tabatha. I think she wants Tabatha to die.
Oh, man, well, that's not a very good grandma.
So Marilyn leaves and goes home.
Okay.
At home, Marilyn is watching a movie. And on the movie, she sees Tabatha and this crazy psycho killer named Johnny.
Johnny.
And it was when Tabatha was younger and she was going out with Johnny and they were making out and all that kind of stuff. Except Johnny was a killer, a serial killer.
Oh, man, the worst kind.
Yes. And Marilyn recognized Tabatha from the video and said, I was at that house today.
Oh, to her husband?
Yes, and her husband said, well, don't go over there anymore. That freaks me out. And then, all of a sudden, the bed that Marilyn was on started levitating in the air. So, her husband pulled her off of it, and they went downstairs to the kitchen, and the dishes started dancing around, like they do in that Disney movie.
Frozen?
No. So then, they ended up calling Henry.
The ghost shrink.
Yeah. since Henry came right over in the middle of the night, he was going to charge him a bunch of money, like $400 or $500, since he fixed everything. But since he ran into their fence and he didn't have to repair it, they called it even.
How did he fix it?
With a big radio.
He turned on a radio?
Yep.
Do ghosts not like radios?
I guess not.
Oh, okay.
So we go to Henry's house, and then out of the front trunk.
Front trunk?
Yeah, the front trunk. I think that's the name for it. The front trunk of the yellow Volkswagen Beetle come these ghosts. One of them's got glasses.
Oh, what was his name?
Samuel.
Samuel.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
And one of them is a very large, tall man who has an afro.
And what was his name?
I don't think they said his name, but I called him Afro Jack.
Afro Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, one of them doesn't have a jaw.
Oh, man.
And then his jaw mysteriously floated over to him and reattached. He was old.
What was his name?
Don't know.
Okay.
So the three of them come out of the truck and then come out of the car, and then they go into Henry's house and start talking to him. You know, because he's the ghost shrink, so he can talk to ghosts.
What do they talk about?
They talk about, what happened to them, how come they're ghosts.
Oh, so how did Afro Jack die?
He died from a burning fire.
Okay. And the one with glasses, what was his name again?
Samuel.
Samuel. How did Samuel die?
Samuel died on a ski accident.
Okay. And the really old one?
The really old one died from hanging.
Oh, okay.
And Henry got mad at the ghosts when he was talking to them because they put a number on the husband's forehead.
A number on his forehead?
Yeah, on Marilyn's husband's forehead.
Why would they put a number on his head?
Because it was an unlucky number.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
The next day when he woke up, Henry was heading out to do more of his ghost shrink stuff. And he sees Marilyn's husband, but now he's a ghost. And he's jogging down the road.
Oh, no. What happened to him?
He got hit by a car and he died.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, they go to the funeral together.
Whose funeral?
His.
Oh, that's awkward.
His own funeral. And he jumps in the grave.
Marilyn's husband jumps in the grave?
Yep.
Because he doesn't want to get buried.
Yep.
Okay.
And the police come up to Henry at the funeral because he was the last person to see the husband alive.
Do they think he killed him?
Yep.
Oh, so he's a suspect.
Number one suspect.
Oh, man.
And then Marilyn comes up to Henry and asks if her husband is around. And when Henry says that he is, then it makes her feel really, really sad.
That he is around makes her sad?
Yeah, because she misses him so much.
Oh, so what happens?
They go to medieval times together.
On a date?
Yeah.
Guess she doesn't miss him that much.
And then they went to dinner together, and then they started dating, but the husband was still there. It was kind of weird.
Super awkward.
Yeah. And when Henry was in the bathroom, he saw another number on a guy's forehead. Then Death shows up.
Death?
Yes, the Grim Reaper of Death.
Okay, and he just shows up in the bathroom?
And tries to kill the guy who has the number 14 on his head.
Oh, man.
But Henry jumps in front of him and saves him.
Oh, that's good.
And then the Grim Reaper still keeps trying to chase him down, like wherever he goes. Like he keeps trying to chase down the people with the numbers on their forehead because he wants to kill him. But Henry every time keeps jumping in front of them, trying to save them. But the police keep thinking that the killings that do happen, that the Grim Reaper does kill, like Marilyn's husband, they keep thinking that Henry's the one doing it, but he keeps trying to explain to them that Death is the one doing it.
And they won't believe him?
No. And then a number shows up on Marilyn's forehead, which really makes Henry worried. So Henry tries to protect her too because now she's the new love of his life.
Oh man, did the ghost help?
Only Afrojack does.
Only Afrojack helps?
Yes. And so then they find out that why these numbers keep getting higher, it's because Johnny killed 11 people and Death wants his number to be higher.
So, Death is working for Johnny?
Yes.
Oh.
And they want his number to be higher than the other serial killer. And then we find out that Tabatha is really evil.
Oh, the teenager at the beginning.
Yes, and she turns out to really be like Johnny. Johnny's ghost is working with her to kill more people.
Oh no.
And she kills Grandma. Stabs her right to death in her bed.
Not nice.
Yep.
So, once Tabatha is trying to kill Henry, and Johnny the ghost comes back, and the Grim Reaper's helping out, how does this all end?
Well, it ends with Henry and Marilyn having a picnic together, and with Afrojack's help, they ended up flushing Death down the toilet.
Oh, okay. So what happened to Tabatha and Johnny?
Oh, they got eaten by a giant worm.
Thanks for watching sheWIND.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you next time.